Hello, welcome to Get Your Mind On. I'm Lori Stohs. So we just finished our series of transitions, and you heard about my transition last week. And I really want to share with you something today that is really about one of the passions that I have. Ever since I've been spending a lot of time with many different companies through my career, through Gallup, through Microsoft, through my consulting business, and then having the opportunity to build Think, it's really got me on a path around something that's really important in our world today. And this is the whole human capital movement. Now, I'm calling it the human capital movement because it is something that I found is critical that we need to work on changing. So when I think about my role in the industry and my wisdom that I've gained and the experiences that I've had, I really step back, and you've heard me say it many times, is we have a problem in our world today. We spend about 75% of our life at work. It's a lot of time. So if you work the average, 25 to 65 years old, and I'll give you some sleep at night, when you think about your waking hours, 75% of your life is at work. That's a lot of time. And when we look at the numbers of engagement or disengagement, we have about 31% of our population that's fully engaged in our work. That's not very many. That's less than 1/3 of people go to work and love what they do every day. There's about a little over half that have some good days and some bad days. And then we have the final percentage, 16, 18%, that are totally disengaged every day, miserable, tearing walls down when everyone's trying to build them up. So when you think about those numbers, that's a really, really, really sad state that we spend that much time at work and we have so much disengagement in our world today. And I look at that and say, so what is that causing? To me, that's causing a lot of our social issues even today. We think about all of the issues that we have. We drink too much. We eat too much. We spend too much money. We do things we shouldn't be doing. We have drugs and alcohol and sex, and we have lots of divorce, and we have abuse. All of those things that you think about, which have many root causes of our society today. But when you think about how much time we spend at work and how many people are not engaged in their work or don't even know what they do best, this is a problem. So how do we fix it? Well, that's something we need to look at. So today you might be an individual in an organization who said, that's right, I don't feel great about my job. You might not know if it's the way you feel or if it's the company because they don't have you in the right job. It could be that position. Or it could be you as a leader or manager of a company or an entrepreneur saying, I need to really think about this because people are my greatest asset. We say that, but we really haven't fully followed through on that. So I want to first preface that we have some great companies out there. Don't get me wrong. We have a lot of good things happening, but we really have to work and shift companies to really thinking differently about their people strategy. When we say people are our greatest asset, they are because they're usually our greatest expense as well. But what are we doing and how much time are we really taking to make sure, number one, we hire right and we put the people in the right jobs? Or when we're making changes to our departments or when we're cutting costs, we're really looking at the individuals and saying, are they the best person for that role? Or when we're looking at the roles, we're looking at the right talents, saying, what's the work that they're doing and what kind of behaviors are we looking at and are they aligning? Now you might be saying, gosh, that's very confusing for me, Lori. And it might be because it feels really big, especially no matter how many employees you have. I'm just trying to get the business produced and make money. I get that. But if we don't really stop and pause once in a while and think about human capital and the importance of people in our business, and you individuals who are out there, you thinking about the importance of your lives and what you bring to people, what you bring to organizations and the talents you have, you yourself have to raise your hand and say, I really like to do this, or this isn't working for me. You have to go through self-discovery. You have to kind of understand that as well. So this is kind of philosophical that I'm talking about today, but I really want us to think about this as a whole piece of our movement in our society today because something needs to change. So for positive charge this week, one is when you think about human capital, what is human capital? Two, might sound impersonal, but what role do you play in that movement? We really need to think about this a little bit more and more as our society continues to shift and business is important and mission is important and serving is important. There's lots of companies, like I said, that are doing a great job at that, but we all know we can be a little bit better. So if you're an organization, step back and think about what human capital means to you. And as individuals, know who you are, know what you bring. talk about it, ask your manager about it, and bring that together so we can be better together and help to change the world in a positive way. Thanks for joining us today, and remember to get your mind out of it.